Hi, everyone. It's me, Krylios, and welcome to the March 2022 edition of Team Rayceen Forum. Each month on First Tuesdays, I will moderate a discussion about current events and pop culture here on the Team Rayceen YouTube channel. Today, I'm joined by special guest, Rayceen Pendarvis. Welcome. Hey, Rayceen.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing great.
Bam! Greetings and salutations, everybody.
Yes. This month, I am also joined by our special guest. So I will bring our panelists on the screen. And we have Carly Harvey, Mandisa Thomas, Amy Seidman, Kia Bennett. We have Patricia Aguino, who's actually not here. And we have Devin. So hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is great to see you all. What I'll do first, let us pose for some screenshots. So everyone, just give me a smile. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And another 3, 2, 1. All right, awesome. Now, viewers, we want to know that while we will not be discussing the very serious and ongoing situation in Ukraine, our thoughts are with the Ukrainian people who are resisting, as well as the Russian people who are protesting against this unprovoked attack by the Russian military. Also, after her confirmation hearings begin, we plan on discussing the new Supreme Court nominee. Now, let's start the discussion with some recent headlines compiled by our producer, Czar. And when I call on each individual, just introduce yourself for our audience before we start the conversation. All right. So in our first segment for today, we'll be discussing U.S. mask and vaccine mandates in various jurisdictions. We'll be discussing Kim Ford abruptly resigning from the DC nonprofit organization Martha's Table. DC Councilmember Mary Che ends her re-election campaign, and Alphonso David sues the Human Rights Campaign for racial discrimination. So would any one of our guests like to comment on any of those stories?
I'd like to start with the mask mandate.
Go ahead.
As far as Maryland, DC, and Virginia, I know some of the mask mandates may be different for each area, but I really think that we all should be on one accord since we are in the tri-state, Maryland, DC, and Virginia, because we interchange going across, the state borders, the city borders, like all the time. So, and at least this area, we need to be on one accord. I mean, but even just like federally, if we want to get this thing done with, everybody needs to be on the same page. And I really think it starts from the top,
Agreed, actually, agreed. The fact that there are so many different places with different things, different mandates, different jurisdictions, for many people, it can be a culture shock going into, a different jurisdiction where things are a little bit different.
Yeah.
Now, with the easing of everything, from any of you guests, what would your ideal situation be looking at the next couple of months and depending on what, numbers show and things like that show? What would your ideal thing be?
I think that we should keep the mask on just for a little bit longer because we keep doing the same thing. The numbers get to a certain place and then we're like, lift the mask.
Right.
And then this new variant comes out and I'm like, just hold on a little longer and don't be insane by repeating the same mistake over and over again. So I'll be keeping my mask on.
Certainly.
I was just going to add a quick thing. So we're an arts organization and we have events, and so a lot of folks bought their tickets. We made promises. This is what to expect, and they bought their tickets based on the expectation of masks, vaccine mandates, and also there's the idea that I'm with you, that it needs to be across the board because some of these concert venues, they had to make agreements with the artist, and the artist has certain requirements that they won't come to your venue unless you have certain mandates. So they can't just overnight change that, and so they have to abide by those contracts. So I think some of this is about just lead time and more of a rationale to say, here's what this is the rationale and the conclusion we came to. I don't know that that was communicated that well, but maybe I just didn't read it in the right place. But yeah.
And I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to take a quick just at it because I am in the wild, wild east of Florida right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent most of the early pandemonium days out there in Los Angeles, where everything was so strict, so locked down. And then I came to Florida in November of 2021 and have kind of pretty much consistently been here since then. And it is just, as you probably know, if you've heard anything about Florida, it is just wild over here. However, there is a sense of now calmness and quellness about the virus itself and all the different variants. Everybody seems to be, even in this area, everybody seems to be still respecting the mask mandates. And so I do have hope that we will, I know that this is the new normal and people are gonna start wearing masks, using hand sanitizer, being more hygienic, which is a plus for the whole world. So I just hope that it continues on that trend and we stop politicizing it and just make it about health and safety for the overall people.
If I'd like to jump in, this is Mandisa. I'd like to also jump in.
Also, just to remind everyone, introduce yourselves before answering. Thank you.
Okay, yes. So I think there's still a disproportionate number of people who still aren't vaccinated. And really there are not enough reasons why they shouldn't. I know that there's still a lot of skepticism about the vaccine, and I know people are taking the breakthrough cases of those who get COVID, even though they're vaccinated, and they're running wild with it, saying that the vaccine doesn't work. However, it does show that, that if you do catch COVID and you're vaccinated, your symptoms are less severe than if you weren't. So I think we still need to be encouraging people to get vaccinated across the board. And I'm just right above you, Devin, in Georgia. And in some places, it is ridiculous, the number of people who walk around unmasked and, they're just acting like nothing is wrong. And at the very least, of course, we should be wearing masks across the board, but there are still a number of people who still will not get vaccinated regardless. So we definitely need to keep on top of that.
And I like to say, I'm sorry. I like to say, piggybacking off of Amy, that I'm a performer and I want to feel safe on stage when the audience may not be able to have, may not be able, but if they're saying, oh, we don't need masks, I need to be safe on stage singing, because people may be singing the songs along with me, and then all this stuff is coming up to me on stage. You get what I'm saying? But thank God, like I'm kind of like far away enough that, me singing is not gonna affect those people as well. So, I mean, it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yes, certainly. All right, we're going to move on to the next segment. Before I do that, I just want to make sure everyone just gives a brief introduction of themselves to our audience so everyone knows who you are. So I'll start with Carly.
I am Carly Harvey, also known as DC's Queen of the Blues, and I'm a singer-songwriter.
Awesome. Amy?
Amy Sedman, I'm the director of Story District. We teach people how to tell stories and put them on stage.
Awesome. Kia?
Yes, my name is Kia Bennett, and I am also a singer and songwriter.
Awesome. Devin?
Hello, my name is Devin, aka Big Black Devin, and I'm a singer-songwriter and also a dancer, actor, acrobat.
Beautiful. All right, Mandisa.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mandisa Thomas. I'm the founder and president of Black Nonbelievers, which is headquartered here in the Atlanta, Georgia area.
Awesome. And now moving on to our next segment where we'll hopefully be discussing these topics. 1, Oscar nominations and hosts are announced. 2, the Super Bowl and its halftime show happened. 3, Joe Rogan says things on his podcast, which we won't repeat. And 4, Wendy Williams is out and Sherry Shepherd is in. Would anyone like to comment on any of these stories? Go ahead, Devin.
I'd love to talk about the Super Bowl halftime because I am a huge fan of I like sports. I am people of the LGBTQ community, especially gay men, we always get the rep of not liking sports, but I love sports, and I particularly love Super Bowl because there's, it's really like a concert with a football game, centered around it. But I thoroughly enjoyed this year's halftime. I've been waiting for something like this. I kind of was, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of sleeping on it, thinking that it was not going to be what it was, but it turned out to be so amazing. All of the artists, Kendrick, Snoop, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, 50 Cent, they all just like really came together and just made such an impactful statement and showed us that like Black artists can headline and really, I mean, we've had Black artists headlining before, but this was like a statement, and it meant so much to me being able to watch it here in Florida and being bi-coastal and living in LA. I was so proud. I was a little bit mad that the Rams decided they wanted to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers title of winning Super Bowl in their home arena, especially since they just got the SoFi Arena. But I really respected their game, and I respected the whole halftime, the hustle, and everybody was great.
Like Devin pointed out, I understood none of that except Mary J. Blige was good. So yay. Who's next? Anyone want to talk about any of this?
I would like to say something about it. When I was younger, just like rap and hip hop was just not like my jam. It's just not in me, like my friends were like, Carly, don't try to rap, like it's terrible. But I just have developed such an appreciation for it, and what I realize is sorry to get to like a darker end of it, but like I came from like a middle class multiracial identifying family, and sometimes people are trying to like distance themselves from things that are considered to be like bad or ghetto. And what our society does is, if some parts of Black culture are not cannot be resonated with multiple people, then it gets tossed aside as like, oh, that's hood or that's ghetto. And I'm like, but the things that you can relate to, it's like, oh, this is for everybody. Like blues, for example, my genre, blues is for everyone. But rap is like, ugh, and I had to check my own self, like probably coming up through college. I was like, oh, why was I so like resistant to it? And I loved watching it. I was like, yes, this was like all the stuff I heard when I was like in middle school. And I thought it was awesome. And, just some of the commentary of people saying like, that was the worst halftime show. And I'm like, this is Black excellence that you can't understand. But I thought it was amazing. And Anderson .Paak is my boyfriend. That is all.
I do want to comment on the end of the Wendy Williams show after so many years. I wish Wendy the best with her health and, just continued success in her personal life. It's very hard when people are going through personal things and therefore, aren't able to really deliver that, same quality of what they're able to do, and I want to say congrats to Sherry Shepherd, for finally getting her own talk time show. It's great to have another woman in the field, another Black woman in the field, and who knows, she may just bring a different spin, a different outlook, a different perspective to the genre that is missing. So we'll see. But, just good luck to Wendy Williams and good luck on her health.
How about that? You know what I like to see on the Oscars? They do a segment where they bring out all the fabulous older stars, like, people like Rita Moreno, Harry Belafonte, and pay homage to all of these older legends who are still there, still vibrant, and still working. Then I like to feel like they need to shake things up, and they need to have some fabulous hosts. It needs not to be one host; it needs to be several hosts. Hosts that once they can walk on the stage, they're gonna shake things up. Somebody like Flame Monroe, Sherry Shepherd, just shake it up. So everybody coming out, just shaking it up, shaking it up. You need somebody who can grab an audience attention, make them laugh, have a fun moment. Sometimes they get a host, and sometimes they'll get up and they're so dry. They'll be on and then they'll be dry. You need to every time they hit that stage, they don't know who's coming out. Bam, bam, bam. Can you imagine Flame Monroe up there at the Billy Porter? I mean, shake it up, just shake. Child, I would love. Oh my God, can you imagine Tiffany?
How about Rayceen? How about Rayceen?
How about that? Yeah, somebody. Or they could put out a thing where they would invite, like people from like podcasts, people out there, and just kind of. Child, I would turn it. Child, I could see I would come out there like Queen Elizabeth, honey.
We already know.
Well, I'm excited about the hosts. I'm excited about who they did choose. So they go Wanda Sykes, Regina Hall, and Amy Schumer. And for me, it's like, okay, ladies, let's do this. But I love all of them, so I'm psyched about that. I'm not totally convinced that the Oscars is the best source of decision making about what the best movies are, to be honest. But I do think it's a fun ritual and to get all into all this stuff. But I'm so curious. That makes me want to watch it even more to see the three of them. I'm not even up on all these movies. I can't even.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like the Oscars when I've seen a bunch of them, and usually I haven't. But it depends on the year. Where you have some years where there are just some things that many people have seen, and that way it has a lot of talk going into it. I think coming out of a pandemic year when the cinema was still a little bit under, and we watched most things at home. I don't know if there were any big event things currently nominated necessarily that really spurs the regular popular conversation, leading that hype into the into the Oscars. Yeah. So, we will see what happens.
Can I throw in a shout out for Regina Hall?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
I don't know. Have y'all seen Black Monday?
Oh, I love Black
Yes,
Monday.
yes,
Oh my
yes.
It's so good. Don Cheadle and Regina Hall. It is so good, and she's amazing. So I just want to give a shout out to that show. I don't remember what I'm not sure what it's on.
It's okay.
I think is it on Showtime?
Maybe.
Yeah. Regina Hall is very funny, and from DC, mind you.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next segment. And this one is Controversies. All right, so we start with rapper Nelly accidentally streams sex act on Instagram. Next, rappers Lil Fizz, Soulja Boy, and others post on OnlyFans. Rapper Isaiah Rashad outed by gay sex videos. Rapper Lil Wap shares that he's bisexual. Singer Kiki Wyatt is pregnant with her not 8th, not 9th, not 10th, but 11th child. She has a tribe. All right. Who would like to talk about any of these?
I guess I'll start off here. It's very interesting that that the headlines here in this segment are all surrounding sex, right? So it is personally, I think that each and every one of them should have a right to, of course, we are advocates of sexual liberation and expression. Now, for as far as Nelly is concerned, for someone of his stature, or what used to be stature, it was very irresponsible for him to be streaming or accidentally releasing, quote unquote, accidentally, a sex tape where there is another party involved. It was very irresponsible and disrespectful. And sometimes you have to wonder if it's being done for clout, or to create some type of buzz in the news. I mean, celebrities are human beings and they make mistakes just like everyone else. However, he should have known better. And in that culture where women are constantly demonized, for our sexuality and our sexual liberation. This is just like, it just feels like another slap in the face as and seeming like another heterosexual male being able to get away with what they want, even though apparently they've been clowning his size. But you know, I mean, I personally don't think 6 inches is nothing to sneeze at, but you know, hey, that's just me. That's all I have.
I mean,
I agree with that so much because as you said, when it comes to these things, you know, women usually get the short end of the stick. Almost always. I remember back in Jamaica, there was this TV presenter and a tape had come out with her. And this was like way back. This is when cell phones were just coming out. You know, it was giving maybe 06, 07, one of those years. And on this grainy ass 4-pixel video of you know, her performing oral just like this one. But you know, she lost her career, and the guy, he was like a musician, a rapper type thing or whatever. And you know, he went on, continued with his career, and she never went back on TV. So these things always, you know, are prejudicial towards women all the time. So I agree that it is irresponsible if this accident was not really an accident, you know. So I agree with that.
I will definitely say that I agree. I agree with everything that Mandisa is saying, and I didn't necessarily think about it from that perspective. I more so saw the part of them clowning him before I actually saw, you know, Twitter reveals everything. So, I will say, I know who they didn't clown, Mr. Soldier Boy over there. And since he is in a way doing his responsibly, I will hop on that subject. I will tell you, you know, it's us. There's a lot of people who really, really were, let's see, thirsty for Soldier Boy when in the times of like before everybody decided they wanted to put out, you know, leak their pictures, their personal pictures and everything. But I will tell you, there aren't the same rumors about Nelly that there are about Soldier Boy, and I will just leave that right on there and let you sprinkle that on the Twitter how you may choose.
Well, good for Soldier Boy. Good for him.
You know what breaks my heart is what happened to Isaiah, someone who wasn't out publicly, and for him to have a sexual act with someone that people that he deemed safe, that what he was doing in a safe space with and being free and liberated in this safe space, and for them to out him like they did, I thought that was very, very foul, and that was very fucked up. You know, and what they did, no one likes to be put out like that, you know, and what they did was that was just, it was wrong. It was horrible. But what they tried to tear him down, but the community, his fans and everybody wrapped themselves around him and embraced him and lifted him up and was like, we don't care if he's bisexual. We don't care if he's with 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 men. We love his music and we are here for it, and we're going to celebrate him. So the clapback was, the people who tried it really lost in the end.
And that's how it's supposed to be. Everybody's supposed to be embracing. If you're, you know, if you do have something that gets out intentionally or unintentionally, there's no need to shame somebody because they already had some of the most personal things that they will have out there. So it's nice that his community and his fan base lifted him up and accepted him even through.
Certainly. All right, we're going to move on to the next segment, and that's our In Memoriam segment, where we bid farewell to musician Syl Johnson, political satirist PJ O'Rourke, actor Isabel Torres, and funk singer extraordinaire Betty Davis. Would anyone like to speak about any of the dearly departed?
All I can say is may they all rest in peace. And if anybody who has never, ever heard of Betty Davis, or have never listened to Betty Davis, or never experienced her in her funk, in her fullness, in her rawness, she was groundbreaking, she was trailblazing, and there's an amazing documentary on her life, and it talks about her career, and I feel like if you want to know about this woman, see this woman, because she was electrifying.
Awesome, awesome. Now we're going to switch to giving people their flowers while they are here. And Rayceen and I had the honor and privilege of interviewing singer Helen Scott of the Three Degrees in February. Please see the link in this video's description. Rayceen, what would you like to say about that experience?
Amazing. It's always I love the icons. I pay homage to any older divas still out there turning it, but they must be over 50 and still slaying it. So I'm a big fan of the Three Degrees. So to sit with Helen Scott was amazing. So and she looked fabulous. She was fun. She was amazing. All I can say, if you haven't seen it, tell a friend, tell a family member, watch it.
Yes, I love that. All right, now we also have several new candidates interviews now available on our election 2022 playlist. I know everyone forgets sometimes that we have an election this year, but we do. So we're trying to keep it at the top of everyone's mind. So you can go ahead and find out about all the candidates running in your areas for different seats and different posts. And just check out your election 2022 playlist. Watch them and then go to headcount.org to check your voter status. So once again, you can go to headcount.org to check your voter registration status. Now, for our final topic, I want everyone to share one thing that they have enjoyed in the past month. This can be a new book, film, TV series, music, website, or restaurant, venue, or service. So I'll start with Mandisa.
So February has just been a really rough month. I lost my dad a couple of days ago, so I'm dealing with that. But I will say that I tried a new Black-owned restaurant here in the Kirkwood area of Atlanta. It's called La Petite Marche, and it's been in existence for a while, but I will say that the history of it being Black owned, and plus I really enjoyed the service that I received there. I didn't quite, I took issue with the fact that they didn't serve tap water and that they served the bottled water that was produced by Jaden Smith for $6. But I understand, trying to support Black initiatives, but you know how we get at times. It's like, okay, sometimes enough is enough. But I did enjoy that experience, and it was a very nice day. It was a very nice Friday that I went there, and just really enjoyed the atmosphere and the professionalism, and it was just an amazing experience.
Awesome, great to hear. All right, next we'll go with Devin.
So I really enjoyed the Jordan Peele's new trailer that is coming out for the Nope movie. I have been waiting for work from Jordan Peele for a while. I'm really a huge fan of his, and one of my I actually work with one of my videographers. He is doing an independent independent YouTube series about based on like the Us movie, and it's called Hands Across America. So we've been really invested into Jordan Peele and all of his works in the past few months. So I'm really excited for his new work, which is Nope, which combines, I believe, a combination of Get Out and Us in some way. He's about to like give us something great and new. So I'm enjoying all the hype about that and looking forward to seeing it.
You're muted.
Just realized that. Thank you. All right, next let's go to Kia.
I have been enjoying Abbott Elementary. Have you all seen that?
Yes.
And I've been a teacher before, so I can relate to this so much. And like my parents were teachers, so I would, go after school and just hang out with them. And it's so crazy being a student, right? We all have been students, but to be a teacher and then go and then have the experience of being in the teacher's lounge is crazy, right? And everything is so relatable between the dynamics between the teachers who are coworkers, and to relate to different characters. I'm like, oh my God, that's such and such and such and such in my life. It's so funny.
I love that. Everyone's been enjoying Abbott Elementary, so that is great. Next, Amy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the Jordan Peele movie, and it was a great trailer. Ugh.
It was
And
amazing.
I love Abbott Elementary, but I also love that Quinta Brunson is killing it. So the main character, I forget her character name, but she's the showrunner, she's the creator. Yes. So I'm loving that. But I was gonna give a shout out to it's not so new, but I feel like people don't know about it. I love this show on Hulu. It's called Pen 15.
I love it too.
Yes, and oh my gosh, mind blanking on the actors' names, but they're also the creators. They're in their 30s, but they dress to be adolescents. And what I love is there's so many movies about heterosexual boys and their whole coming of age and figuring out their sexuality. And so I find that this is so good for these girls in this adolescent period. And I love their little relationship. They just love each other so much, but it's
And it
complicated.
takes place in the early 2000s, which I love. One of my favorite
Yeah.
eras. I love the early 2000s. And like I'm like, oh my God, I'm a kid again, like watching it. So
It's
I
so
enjoy it a
good.
lot.
It's so thoughtful, so good. And I love that they're also the creators, that the actors, but they're also the creators. And yay.
Yeah, I wondered about how old they were, and I chose never to Google it. You telling me that they were in their 30s and they're playing middle schoolers is hilarious.
Crazy. Oh, Maya Erskine and I can't remember, but yes,
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, and then all the other actors are kids though, right? They're all like teenagers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Very believable.
awesome.
They really embody
Very,
their adolescent
very.
selves. It's
All right. Carly, what about you?
So I tend to like, watch like things where like it's like educational and whatever, because I like learning things. And my sister got me into a little bit of trash TV, and like I'm so enjoying it. So the second season of Love is Blind on Netflix.
I watched all of it on Saturday.
Oh my God. Like I was like, whoa, this is like such a great, I'm getting the knowledge out of it, right? Like what like human psychology, like experiment. And no, there's no Lauren and Cam from last year, like in my opinion, but you're just like, ooh, you should have not have said yes. Like I get really into it and I'm like, I am so like I'm like so fascinated with these stories and just how, yeah, I think yes, I think love can be blind, or like, sometimes if there's an energetic or spiritual exchange that like supersedes what you like visually like most times do people end up like with the person that's their type, like, well, I don't anyway. So, but yeah, these people were bananas. Like, and then we found out some of them were like doing coke behind the scenes and like all sorts of stuff. So it's very dirty.
Oh,
and
wait,
juicy.
what?
Yeah. The producers were whistleblowers, because some people were so whack that like they were like, hey girl, you should probably say no because this dude's been saying blah blah blah. They had to warn people because they had a heart. And then another dude was doing coke, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody because it is very juicy. But Krylios, I will after this I will tell you who was doing coke, and it'll make a lot of sense.
This is happening. All right.
Anyway.
That is hilarious. All right, Rayceen, what about you?
Child, I've been a fan of Sex in the City. But when they introduced the new show, and Just Like That, that the women are aged, they're a certain age, they're embracing their grayness, they're embracing being over 50 and fabulous. But the introduction of Nicole Ari Parker's character was everything to me. She is Black excellence. She is fab. She is everything. And to me, her wardrobe is on point, her character, her storyline, everything. She needs her own show. I don't mean no harm. Though I love them girls, but Nicole Ari Parker's character is on fire for me in Just Like That. I am so in for her. Or from the moment she came on the screen, she's slayed it.
Love that. And I'll keep it in the HBO family for mine. Well, I've been watching The Gilded Age, which I really, really love. Last night's episode was great. But I do want to highlight Euphoria because it just had its season finale, and I think it's had a wonderful run on HBO and HBO Max for the past 8 weeks. Episode 5 to me is a tour de force in television making. I mean, I will always remember watching that episode. It's probably one of the best episodes I'll watch all year. And great work to Zendaya. She has been slaying the game. I remember when she was just a child on the Disney Channel, and just to see her now growing up and doing such great work and having such a great run, from Dune being released in the fall to Spider-Man in December to Euphoria from January to February. She just had a really great run. She won the Emmy last year, and hopefully she wins it again this year. And so I've been enjoying Euphoria. So that is my favorite thing of the month of February. Looking forward to March. Actually, I just throw that out for everyone. Give me one brief thing. What are you looking forward to in March this year? I'll start again with Mandisa.
Oh, wow, just pick on me, Krylios. No, I'm just kidding. No, I actually have a really busy month. I will be traveling to Florida, of all places, twice. I am actually looking forward to seeing my family when we do our life celebration for my father, which will be the week after this one. So I am really, really appreciative that the family has entrusted me and my brother to make all of the decisions. Families can be complicated, as we all know. But they are actually really, we're working with them on the arrangements, and they are respecting our decisions. He had more siblings than children, so which can be kind of difficult when there's older family members and they want to see certain things, but they are allowing us that respect. And so I'm looking forward to just a very busy travel schedule this month, especially since the pandemic has just, when it really, really reared its ugly head, travel just was severely limited for all of us. So I'm looking forward to getting back on this busy schedule.
Certain. And how can people find out more about you and follow you and keep up with what you're doing?
Absolutely. So you can find me at blacknonbelievers.org. There is our website, our Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. We have started a show called In the Cut, and airs every first and third Saturday. You can hear from other Black atheists, freethinkers who represent all walks of life, definitely the LGBTQ community, and learn just more about what it is that we do and what we stand for, and have fun with us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mandisa. All right, next I will go to Kia. What are you looking forward to, and how can people learn more about you?
Well, I am looking forward to just really continuing to record. I haven't recorded in a while, so I have some dates lined up for studio time and working with musicians. I'm excited about the process of actually working together with people, opposed to doing stuff online, because it's a different energy and the creative process when you can just work with someone in the same room with you. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. And how can people keep up with you?
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram, and that's Enchantress76, but it's also under my name, Kia Bennett. So thank you.
Awesome. All right. Next up, we have Carly Harvey. What are you looking forward to this March, and how can people keep up with you?
Oh, I have a lot going on this month, but I think the most exciting thing is I'll be performing at the Kennedy Center at the Millennium Stage, March 25th, for their 25th anniversary of Millennium Stage celebration. And the founder of the Millennium Stage is going to be there, and the CEO of the Kennedy Center is going to be there. So I'm like, whoa. So wow. I'm really looking forward to it. It's And I'm nervous too, like, because I'm like, I want to make, a good impression, of course, but it'll be with my 7-piece band. It is going to be like such a blast. So, you can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at Carly H Music. And then my Facebook, you can just find me at Carly Harvey Music. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Awesome.
Blasting away.
All righty. Amy, what about you? What are you looking forward to this month, and how can people keep up with you?
Well, now I'm looking forward to Carly at St. Vincent's this month. That's near the Story District offices. I want to go. But I'm really looking forward to, we also have a show at the Kennedy Center. It's part of, it's at Studio K. Yeah, Real Hot Girl Shit. It's our homage to Women's History Month. There'll be 7 storytellers, anywhere from stories about having your period and not knowing what it was to, rising from the ashes of a messed up marriage. So, but they're all actually fun, funny, and thought-provoking true stories from mostly folks in DC. Actually, I got a couple people coming from other places, Philly and New York, but yeah.
Awesome. And I know that go ahead.
I'm also looking forward to our second workshop for the Outspoken series. We had our first workshop in February. We had 7 people. Oh, you got that? Yes. And actually, no, I don't remember. It doesn't matter how many people, but it was really great. And we're having another one March 29th, and that's free at the Kennedy Center. So I hope some folks will show up. And our pitch line for Outspoken, which will be on the Millennium stage in May, is open for LGBTQ plus folks. And what else? I'm still looking for someone for Sucker for Love. So if you have a love story, and you're in the LGBTQ plus community, please pitch it at storydistrict.org.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that. Next, Devin, what are you looking forward to this month, and how can people keep up with you?
Alrighty, well, things that I'm looking forward to this month are that I just released a new song at the end of February, so I'll be releasing a corresponding music video for that. The song is called Just So You Know Remix, and it is actually a remix of a ballad that I released last February of 2021 that has a lot to do with what Amy's talking about. It's actually a love breakup ballad, and it was a true story, wrote a very emotional song, but then I was like, what's the best way to get back at your ex? Make money off of them by writing a song about them. So then not only did I put out one, but I put out 2. And this one is more of an EDM up-tempo song, so I'm really excited to premiere the music video for that. And Krylios, you were mentioning Euphoria. That was our inspiration. That was my hair inspiration for the music video. Now, so you're going to see a lot of those color schemes in there. And along with the music video and the song, I am doing a corresponding podcast. I'll be starting my own podcast. It's called Just So You Know Unmuted, JSYK Unmuted. And we're going to be just covering everything in the pop culture entertainment community, and really just talking about everything that we find relevant in our lives and how that corresponds to what's going on in the world. And then Pride season, lastly, is kicking up. So find me at your local Pride. I'll have more information on my website, devinlcollins.com, as well as I'm launching a new website, bigblackdevin.com. And so, yeah, you can find me everywhere, Devin Collins Official or Big Black Devin on any social media, anywhere. And my artist name is DEV N, Devin.
Awesome. Well, we're going to have all those links in the description below. So if you're watching, you can go ahead and check out everything that our panelists have to offer. I want to thank all of you for being here. Thank you for being here. It is always great. It's great to catch up at the start of the month and see what's going on. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing, you can follow me, Krylios, at It's Krylios. If you want to keep up with everything that Rayceen is doing, you can go to rayceen.com. And for everything Team Rayceen Productions, you can follow at Team Rayceen on all forms of social media. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. But most of all, thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.